Yo, what is up, folks? MTG here with Dimir Wheels or Dimir Days Undoing. Days Undoing being the new card onto Arena with Pioneer Masters now. That kind of completes this deck for the most part. The idea here that we get Narset or Sheoldred or Notion Thief into play and then kind of wheel our opponent's hand away. There are some difficulties here, which we'll get to. But let's start with Days Undoing. 2 in a blue, so each player shuffles their hand and graveyard into the library, then draws 7 cards. However, if it's your turn, end of the turn, and that exiles all spells and abilities from the stack, including this card, you discard all the end of the turn effects kind of go off. But it does exile abilities on the stack, which means that it does not actually combo with Sheoldred, because the Sheoldred triggers to like make your opponent lose life and you to draw life, you to gain life, excuse me. Get exiled, but it does work with Narset, which just denies them the card draw completely. Ideally, we have Narset in play, we cast Days Undoing, all of a sudden they have 1 card, we have a fresh 7, really, really good. Or Notion Thief, in which case we get to like look at 14 cards and see what we want to keep. But again, Notion Thief, they still get to draw 1 card, but we get a very, very nice selection. Sheoldred does work, however, with the second wheel we have in the deck, and that is Dark Deal, which also came onto Arena with Pioneer Masters. 2 in a black, each player discards all the cards in their hand, then draws that many cards -1. I guess the notable thing here is that Dark Deal gets much worse after you've like, kind of like wheeled your opponent's hand away once, because they're going to have very few cards. You're not going to be able to draw very many extra ones off of Notion Thief, etc, etc. It's still very powerful. So we have 2 sets of wheels. Dark Deal does work with Sheoldred notably, which is really, really nice. And Notion Thief is kind of like an initial couple copies here. Idea being in the deck, we're going to wheel our opponent's hand away, stick a Sheoldred and Notion Thief where we have a couple of threats in our mana base we can kind of work with to actually close the game out. And outside of that, we're playing like a blue-black control-ish game plan. To support the combo, obviously we have 8 wheels in total, 4 Narsets with 2 Notion Thieves and then 3 Sheoldreds. Obviously, depending on what wheel you've got, Sheoldred is good or not. I mean, it's very, very good by itself, but once we've wheeled our opponent's hand away, ideally there aren't any answers for it, we can just stick it and win the game quickly. Again, support the combo. So, Jace Reawakened here does something really nice to this deck. Its ability to be like cast as a 2-mana Planeswalker and then +1 to plot one of the cards means that while this can't come down to turn 3, you can still be interacting with your opponent on your turn 3 or 4, but you can basically set one of these up, either plotting either the Narset or one of Days Undoing and Dark Deal, and then go and double these on 1 turn, while still having mana to cast spells that you draw off the wheel, or do other stuff. Or if you've got Narset in play already, maybe you do it for completely free, and then I have all the mana available. It's super, super nice. Just 2 copies. I initially started at 4, but kind of cut it down a bit. Bear in mind, you still can't cast it over your first, second, and third turns. But it does let you set things up quite nicely later on, and like the ability to like kind of like smooth your draws out, and then just like threaten to kind of double up all your removal spell stuff later is actually pretty good. And then we have our kind of like classic stuff. We've got 4 copies of Thoughtseize, 4 copies of Fatal Push, kind of a best disruption spells. Especially we've got more combo decks in the format now that Pioneer Masters is out, but obviously the red decks are still very powerful. We have 3 different pieces of removal here. Anoint with Affliction with the Exile is quite useful at the moment. Edict being able to tag Planeswalkers, but also being particularly good versus Blade Cover Scout and the kind of Boggle style decks, which are currently kind of running rampant a little bit. Thanks to us, there's some great interaction, and then like Spell Pierce helps us kind of force through our combo or interact with your opponent's stuff, and a couple of 3 steps ahead, just as kind of like additional counter spells that we can like, alright, okay, we've got a hard counter here, and then later in the game they scale quite nicely. I need to talk about we've got a couple of threats in the mana base. Firstly, Gaia Reach Sanitarium. You tap, each player draws a card, then discards a card. Is good with Sheoldred and with Narset to shut our opponent out being able to deal the card. And in particular, with Narset, once we've got our opponent out, we can just make them discard a card on the draw, activate this, and then they don't get to draw cards, which is very nice once they're down to 0. Fountain Port here is kind of like allows us to grind a little bit. It is awkward having the 2 colorless lands, it can be, but we've got quite a lot of like we need like blue, sometimes black. But we have a little bit of flexibility here. 1 of each land. There's 1 hive and 1 hall. And to finish our opponents off, generally it'd be a case of like, okay, we're gonna wheel our opponent's way. Let's just like claw the game out. If you're Sheoldred, it makes that much easier. But hey, always gonna happen. And then we've got like Takanuma here to recycle, and Otawara, getting good value out of both of these. So yeah, that is the deck. I'm gonna say this is some best of 1 ranked matches. If you're not already, would really appreciate if you subscribe to the channel, share the video around, like, subscribe. All the algorithm stuff helps me out a ton. Makes me want to keep making videos. And yeah, let's get into some matches. All right, the first match here. This hand doesn't do a ton. I'm gonna We should mulligan. Alright, this is like kind of similar. The double colorless lands are actually really, really bad. I'm actually gonna put one of these back. This is also awkward with Jason Thoughtseize, but we kind of have to deal and move on. Black, red, Swiss Spear. As a general rule, okay, I should have passed it. As a general rule, this deck is trying to wheel our opponent's hand away. Aggro decks tend to dump their hands pretty early. Aggro is on the face of it a bad matchup. I feel like Path of Peril and some of the stuff in the main deck. We try and deal with that, but it is what it is. And like, if we can have enough like fatal pushes and things like that, so if we have like 4 fatal pushes and like 3 mana removal spells, like okay, maybe that's good. This is again very tempting. I don't know. It's always tricky. I'm gonna cast this. I mean, I guess I take the Infuriate. A weird one. The monster tree just don't stack pair well with each other. This card is... it changes how blocking the format works a little bit. But Infuriate is better if you got one creature to... well, Infuriate is better than the second one. Ooh, Claim is good. Wait, are we just dead? Gosh. Yeah, I'm gonna say no blocks, and then what are we gonna get hit by? Monsters Rage here. This is 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You get a 1? Is that the math correctly? Yeah. Yeah, that's tough. I'm gonna cast this to see what it does, like animation wise. Okay, yeah, and it exiles it and everything else with it. Well, yeah, okay, yeah, that's tricky. Aggro is rough. Maybe makes it a better idea to play some best of 3 than a best of 1, but we'll stay true for now. I was like, oh yeah, wait, it's that Gigantha. I realized Gigantha's banned, so you get way less information on what our opponent's playing now. Kind of fun. We got 3 wheels here, which is kind of like a mulligan. Also 2 lands, no early interaction. I think we have to let this go. This will keep, I think, on 6. You have enough stuff going on. I'm just gonna get rid of the. Get rid of the Thoughtseize. Oh no, we saw Kahira. We should have kept the Thoughtseize. Got rid of the Fatal Push. I literally looked at the companion and then was like, oh yeah, that'd be good. Get the Haul out in case we draw a Darkslick Shores. Rebel. Alright. See what we got going on here. Yeah, the Thoughtseize would have been very, very valuable to cast now and set us up for the Narset. Okay, so here's the other thing, is that their Narset kind of shuts our Narset down a little bit. They have an Absorb as well, which is not the greatest for us. You can maybe end step make them pick this up though at some point. Go ahead and take this down. I don't necessarily want to reveal Days Undoing. I should reveal another Narset. They may even there's a good chance they know what we're up to. And they have an Absorb as well. We'll see what goes on.
Hone your prowess.
Path. Alright. Ooh, Jace is interesting. What down tick here? This might be in for a long one. Okay. Enix's not too bad. In that case, I kind of like the idea of going blue Jace here. And being like, hey, do you want to absorb this? Then I think we may just make them sack the Narset now. They can tap out of a Tef, but limits what they can do next turn. They're gonna tap out. Are they gonna spin this? That'd be weird. Down tick on Narset is interesting. So like Sheldred is gonna die to stuff. Us going like a Jace thing Narset is pretty interesting. Oh, we can't because our lands. Well, that scuppers that a little bit. This like forces in like a good answer. They get some tap lands though. I think our best bet is to replay Narset. They were so happy to get rid of the first one, despite knowing we had a second. It's almost curious. I'm just gonna cycle Narsets together. You maybe actually want a cling. I'm gonna do this. Maybe we'll regret it later on. I just want to be able to see some more cards. If they're down ticking Teferi on Narset, it's likely they don't have a good answer to this already. That's what I'm hoping is true. We need to move quickly. Narset denies the draw. That's why it's there. Oh wait, hang on. Let them build to resolve first. I'll choose their absorb. Alright, let down to Narset.
Meditate and prepare.
If they have a clean answer for it, it's really awkward for us. I think we can run out of one of these fairly freely. Oh.
Now you've done it.
Oh.
Coming off.
Okay, we have days in hand. It's a down tick here. We have a fatal push. The Wandering Emperor is awkward. We obviously didn't have the thought of these beforehand.
Keep watch for intruders.
I'll do this now. Just make sure they don't untap draw power spell. Oh, they do have the rest of that. Shh. That's bad.
Such violence is upsetting.
Ish.
Let your blade do the talking.
Keep up the pace.
Maybe we're a little zealous. And it looks bad because they have the 2 planeswalkers in play. That's part of the reason why we had to do it then. The Wandering Emperor was not what we wanted to see. We're on 20, we've got some life to work with. That implies that this card's valuable. They like shots like number 3. Oh no, it's a March, okay. The problem is we just lose to the planeswalkers here. I'll be honest with you. I thought they were just going to counter that. And they didn't have one, I don't think. No. This was their hand. Yeah, now we get to least an Narset.
My prowess is unmatched by my peers. Put thoughtfulness before action.
That's what I get for trying to be a little clever. I was like, no, I could do this, then I'll counter it, and then I can either then I have the choice to like play the other one or like play Jace. They just didn't have a counter spell, which definitely makes me feel stupid because we chucked away a lot of stuff. My hand was like pretty decent. I'm gonna make a fish. Fish. Okay, second days is not necessarily what we wanted. We can like threaten to animate Hall here or something. Yeah, this is a little sketchy. Yeah, I kind of overread our opponent's hand. It just seems really good. They just had a Wandering Emperor. Which is the best way to punish what we actually took. They did. I think if we gone like a Jace first, we'd be in a much better position to like clean through our hand. We also had the shield, we could just play that out and see what happens. They have infinite stuff effectively. I mean, they've done this, so I'm gonna try and animate. Try and eat the token. Hard for them to answer and pay ward. They did what we did. We forgot about the rest of Anchorage earlier. So hey. Alright, they only won one anyway. Means we can take the Narset out if we really, really want to. Farewell's pretty good as well. We're on 12. You know what? Sure. Gotta find a way back into this somehow. We can do this. We have the march they can pay for. Alright. That'll seal it. That'll seal it. That was our one last ditch attempt. Alright. Tough. 2 losses. 0-2 to start the video. Not great. That was a tough one. Like, our decision point that was like, I think that their mana for like 2 counter spells, them not having one and having the Wandering Emperor punish was rough. We'll go ahead and keep this. This looks solid. Yeah. Just like if they have any counter spell, they probably run it out on the dark deal because they lose everything. Even with the Wandering Emperor play, maybe, but it's hard to say. Ooh. Nykthos first. I'll play this untapped in case we can catch them with a fatal push. If we have the opportunity to, we definitely want to do that. Yeah. You don't want to give them any additional time. That is land 3. That's an important benchmark. Okay, brilliant. This keep is really greedy, but if you have elf land, we'll take 3 steps ahead. Leyline, all you need is like if you have elf land, Leyline, Nykthos, you have 5 mana on turn 2. They're missing 1 card for that effectively. Maybe 2 cards actually, because they didn't play the elf on turn 1, right? But we're gonna make them pretty sad here. We have the option to wait a turn and then Notion Thief them, but I think in this situation we just want to try and short as much up as possible. They're gonna scoop it up. Yeah, that's valid. Green, like if you can do this on time, just gonna, yeah. Not every match will look like that, but if you can wheel the mono greens decks hand away before they can get their mana engine online, then you'll be in a very good spot. Dark deal 3 steps, put it on the play again. We have like some money interaction. Can we keep this? We have like 1/2 of the quote unquote combo. And a bunch of interaction early. By which I mean one fatal push. Cling like hands was through. Okay, so we got 2 parts. Now you just need to not die. I'm gonna take the 1 here if we can. Alright, yeah. I'll just do this end step. I was like, if they're gonna play like something important post combat, or even if they play a trying to interact in the combat is like we may be like no reason to play this untapped. We maybe get like a pump spell out of them if they decide to quote unquote go for it and think we just have a cantrip. What it is. Yeah, the honest sellsword doesn't tend to be the way forwards. And because we have these, I want it like kind of say there's the dark deal here, but I'm gonna just get some life. All right. I think if you do still want to downtick Narset, if they want to spend a card to remove it, then that's okay.
I have just the trick for this.
I think Spell Pierce over Thoughtseize here. You want a 4th land for Shieldred. If we draw the 4th lands for Shieldred, maybe we don't wheel away. But it depends what they've got left. They have 4 cards in hand, they have 3 lands in play. They should be able to cast any spell they draw. And most of the ones they have in hand, so like it's hard to say what exactly the situation will look like. In a moment. Some potential that their hand is full of pump spells. Yeah, so we see a Titan strength. Oh, if they have like lethal damage plus another sellsword, that would be a bit tilting. Yeah, so we go to and alright, let's look at this. We didn't hit our land. This gets rid of their only card in hand at least. But like we're on 10. I mean, we're not gonna not cast it.
Meditate and prepare.
Oh, they're gonna scoop. Okay. They don't have 0 cards we're on 10. Like, we can kill this. I was debating like whether we want to kill this now or just wait. Because if we wait and they have a hasty creature, they can just kill an Narset at that point. Yeah. Alright. 0-2 quickly becomes 2-2. We have Go for the Throat. Counterspell, multiple dark deals. This kind of looks like a multi 6, but we have like stuff going on that we want. So hey. I meant to hello here, that was kind of DM. They helloed us, so I meant to hello back. Normally I'm not much of an emote person. Which I mean I hate them all and anyone who uses them is rude and intolerable. I'm just gonna go through this. I don't think they're gonna pump it. We'll just save ourselves 1 damage here. And there you see the foretell. Okay. Keeping a clear water pathway till we know what slope we need it on. We have 3 steps here. We will happily like 3 steps the slick shot if we have to. This is arguably better, but kills us slower. Notably, both of these kill us. The Ember Cleave gives them like some extra card advantage that we usually like to get out of the way. And then if they want to go like show off Monstrous Rage here to put some damage through, they're gonna hold it, which is interesting. I am super close to firing off this one of these dart deals, honestly. But I think their hand might be worse than ours is. A Spell Pierce? They have a kill turn, maybe. I'm gonna say go. We'll take another draw step. Okay, they're on a challenger here, which is tough for us. We'll see what this flips. And you just cast another one. Maybe we'll do that. Well, we go to. What was that? Alright.
I train every day. No one is meant to put thoughtfulness before action.
This is mana value 3 or less, so I'm gonna let this sit in play. I think. They want to use a targeting spell on it. They get the trigger, but they at least use a spell. We get to kind of burn it away. The problem is we're at 12 and very close to being dead to this selection. 3 cards, 3 unknown cards. Alright, let's Slick Shot and play. Let's see what happens. Four is less than any amount they could do by casting a spell. It's tricky. If they have like double guy. Depends on what I think we have as well. This puts us to 3. This is so dumb. The problem is if they have a second Callous Cell Short... Okay. We should do this. If they have the second Cell Short, I think I can be okay dying to that. I can live with myself if that dies. If they have a second Cell Sword here, we die to it. What's the last card? They have it. No way. Okay, we were dead either way. If we let that one resolve, then in theory we get to thing. Oh, that's miserable. Okay. Maybe at that point we just like, alright, okay, yeah, fine, we'll take it, go to 3. But they can just like make Cell Sword past turn. And then they still have a Cell Sword in hand. I think the play on our hand for our side to like try and not take all the damage is correct. But yeah. Yeah. So to overanalyze it a little bit, if we take the damage from the would they make that play unless they had a second one? Maybe, because they want to keep the Embercleave Mouse. And then it's to replay the Cell Sword as a 3/3. Yeah, it's tough. We don't have 2 lethal threats effectively, so we're at 3 at that point. This way around, I was like, yeah, we are dead to 2 Cell Swords, so even if we interact with the first one against the second one, the only way we get out of that is if they have 2 Cell Swords and just go for it both creatures. If we go like, yeah, fine to the first one on the second shot, then we in theory have the interaction on the second one. The problem is they do the damage, they play the thing, and then they can then they have the decision to not do it. Then they can go try and do it on the new Cell Sword or whatever. And don't have to use the mouse. Anyway, tough one. I think I had a read. My read was correct, they had 2 things. I just was like, oh, surely I was like, they have 2 things, right? Surely they have to, and then like didn't play around the second one. It was like, we can't really afford to. And we couldn't, but like, yeah, we have to try at least. Bit of a post game. Thing over so you can actually see the cards that's on the screen. Yeah, I don't know. That last play I'm still kind of like tripping over a little bit. I'm like, yeah, we like okay, either like bluffing having double Cell Sword by the way they're like moving around, or they have it. We're dead if we have it, but we're just still kind of dead the next. But yeah. It's tough. This set does struggle a bit versus aggro. Does make it a bit of a rough experience on the best of 1 landage because of how many decks there are. One like things I'm super happy with. The Shieldrix Edict has been really nice way to both swipe out off Planeswalkers and from like other games I've played versus like auras and things. It's like incredible because that deck's very popular at the minute. But yeah, got aggroed out a little bit. That's fair. That's why we have like the Path of Peril here. You can kind of load up on these if you wanted to. This deck could be a lot better in best of 3. You could like sideboard into some alternate threats, have more wrath of things for the aggro decks. But hey, wanted to try it in best of 1 under some time constraints. But yeah, deck is super sweet though. When it gets to do its thing, we get to sit there laughing and our opponent will pick their cards up, as we saw in the 2 matches we won there. And it's really cool. I'm sad we didn't get to Notion Thief everybody. We didn't really get to Shuddering One either, but yeah, was very cool. Jace we didn't really play with it, did we? No. I did have a few more copies here, but I kind of like trimmed them down to have a bit more interaction, like counter magic available. Also, we're playing 25 lands, which may seem like a little high because we're like curving out at 4, but actually, like, if you don't hit 4 lands, you're in so much trouble. Or if you don't hit the 3rd land on time to kind of keep up with things, and from turn 4 you want to be double spelling if you can help it, unless you have the combo, in which case like, you're in the clear anyway, I guess, for the most part. It is an interesting one. It's an interesting one for sure, and you can tune to beat aggro as well. If you want to play this for ladder, I think play maybe like an additional copy of Path of Peril. maybe look at swapping some of the real styles out. Notion Thief, I wanted to play for the video, maybe a little too fun. Maybe trim these for some more interaction or like Cat Magic early just to get you through. But yeah, deck is super sweet. Hope you enjoyed the video anyway, even if we went like 2 and 3. And yeah, thanks for watching. Please do like, subscribe, all that algorithm stuff again. Helps me out a ton, and let me know what you want to see next. I've got a bunch of decks that I'm still kind of like working my way through that the Pioneer Masters has dropped. And yeah, I've also been daily uploading in the weekday anyway, like Monday to Friday for the month of December pretty much. And so if, well, been putting out a bunch of stuff, maybe missed something. There are some really, really sweet decks I think I'm able to cover. And yeah, plan on continuing doing so while I can. We'll see how things go with health, and obviously we've got the holidays coming up. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great day. Peace out.